I can hear you.
You hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Um, I had an echo, so I got to get rid of that. All right, so with Helmers, without further ado, you run second in the Keeneland Gamble yesterday, which is freaking awesome. Saw a lot of people up there on the leaderboard early on who did not end up on the leaderboard late. Uh, there were a few key races. I know you, when I spoke to you on Friday, you had told me you kind of had like 3 or 4 horses on the day you were keying on. So why don't you talk about some of the good horses for you yesterday, and maybe where you just came up short, and if you had to do it again, what you would do differently.
Yeah, tournaments are always, they're all different. Like every single tournament is completely different. And when I came to the track, I had a plan. The scratches screwed up everything. There were some late scratches. There's probably like 25 horses that were gone. And I wanted to bet against your boy Stanton's Lush Lips, and it was just I couldn't believe that the horse didn't make it in the race. So that shifted. The goal was to get to more like 40K, and the problem was I couldn't get there. So the buy-in was like 3,500, right?
Yeah.
So like 3,500, and then you put 1,000 in the pot, and then you've got 2,500 to start with. And it was, the races were great in terms of, decent horses, consistency. It's not a card that's like most cards today. So anyway, that was one of the reasons I flew out to Kentucky. I was like, this is actually decent racing, and I wanted to see the new space. Then Jim did an awesome job for the tournament, and the whole room was incredible, and I got to eat all the vegetables my heart could handle. But I had about 3 horses I thought were decent that I could go all in on. And then I started looking at a few things like the odds in that turf race. They went down. I ended up playing the one horse a little bit in that race just out of desperation. But it was a dead heat. What did you think of that dead heat, by the way?
It wasn't a dead heat. That's the problem. It was not a dead heat. Every camera, the horse of the one is past the wire. It's not hard to see.
It would be interesting to see more like zoom in closer. I don't know why they have to zoom out that far in this day and age.
You can see that the nose of the one is clearly past the finish line where they have. That's what I posted today, a photo of the red line where the winner's nose was, which was past the Chad horse. So I don't get how they called that a dead heat. I needed the 1 too. You bet the 1, correct? What was your wager on the 1?
I just put a couple grand on it because I was in. So just recapping the tournament, like I bet 1,000 on a 7 or 8 to 1 shot. Got myself in position, and then from there I could slam on a favorite, I guess you'd say.
Who was the one you hit early?
Magical something. It was the turf horse that had shown a little bit in that first turf race, and to me, it was the favorites were really bad too. It was just a pure value play, and that got me to 10, and then from there, I had a game plan going in. And then it was just one of those situations, man, when you're sitting there and you're like, do I want to send 10 grand on a turf horse that doesn't really like to win? And it was, do you know what I'm talking about? The horse, the Noble Confessor horse that I used?
Yeah, and that was one of your key horses, right?
Yeah, I played pretty clean, but I think I only made probably I don't know. I had 2 tickets, but I probably made less than 10 bets on the whole thing. But I bet a G on the magical horse that got won by 4 lengths, dude. It was actually kind of cool to see that. But the next thing was,
yeah. So why did you like that horse so much?
It was the favorites were really, really trash. Like I didn't think the horses. I thought the horse should have been 4 to 1, so 5 to 1 maybe at the most. So to me, it was just pure value. And there was not a lot of speed in the race either. It was just, I don't know, kind of textbook It was just value. And I bet probably 20% of my money on the horse just to get myself in position. But a lot of times these tournaments, they're so individualistic. Every single one requires a different strategy. So like you might be playing a lot of tries, and you might be trying to you don't really want to bet a horse to win heavy, and then you play a lot of tries and you get yourself in position, and then maybe you don't even try to win it if you don't really feel that confident and you want to keep half your money. But most of the time that doesn't happen with me. Usually the only time I play is if I see some value at the top, some EV sitting there. If you come in first and I have the horses. But your boy Stanton, did you find out what Mark bet?
I don't know. And the website doesn't really show you, because early on it was kind of chalky, right? So you saw JK was up there with like 9 or 10 grand early. I didn't see.
Yeah, how did he finish again? What did he?
Screenshots.
What wasn't he all chalk all the way?
I think he finished just below Stanton and Fat Ball Guy. I think they were all at that $0.00 mark.
Well, I mean, it's better than to me, it's either you finish first or last. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I do.
And that's what's funny. Like you like to make fun of people when they like have $0, but it's like half. Because I looked at it,
90% of the time, I'm going to finish with 0.
Entrants, right?
There was 306, I think.
Yeah, so there were
306 or 309 people.
Oh, there were 306. I only saw 180 on mine.
A lot of no. Jim made the announcement.
Okay, all right. I went to the leaderboard and saw like 180, but only 35 people made money.
Yeah, I think they gave away like 10 grand to the first 6 people, I think, that wanted BCBC seats, and then they gave away some NHC seats, and they gave away some KDBC seats for the Derby Challenge. But I think it's really interesting to see players make the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over again.
That's what we do. That's why it's the same people on the leaderboard every single time. It's you, Tony. It's the guy. Did that guy win it last year?
No, the guy won it, Dave Nichols. I interviewed him and threw it up on Twitter on a short for the Price is Wrong. But that guy's like, so he's a silent assassin. People have no idea how good he is. Like, I mean, people do that are hardcore mythical players. And I don't know how much you like the 8-horse. If it was more of a positional thing, if he really had that slated as a move all day, and then he was going to come in with that late, or if that's just desperation. I probably should have asked him that. I don't know if he would have said it, but great player, and he deserved to beat me. If you have that 8-horse dressed up, or what was it again? Trend something. Your Coleman's, your
Benny Colebrook.
Yeah,
Benny Colebrook.
What was the horse's name again? Like, we don't remember the horse's name. Trendsetting, right?
Yeah, it was Colebrook's horse. Trendsetter.
Yeah, like, and I was good meeting him. He was a good chap. But I honestly like those kind of plays. That's not my style. So I'm not going to put $3,500 down just to try and catch a leader at the end. But if that's your plan, and maybe that was his plan, then, I mean, either way, you deserve to win. I was trying to get to 40, but I just couldn't get there, and I didn't. I only had a couple of horses I liked, so I just had to pretty much just sit pat. And when you're in that position, you're not going to really bet too much. You just got to hope. But yeah, it was fun, man. I wish you would have been there. I know you were going back to Jersey, but it was good times. The crew, we had a blast that night. And I don't know are you going to do any betting today, or are you just going to watch the Masters, or what?
A lot of Masters. Everybody's into the Masters today, even though you can't watch it until 2:00. The best tradition, unlike any other. The fact that you can't watch, all these guys playing right now is just crazy. And then everybody on the internet goes after, you can stream it here. I don't want to stream anything. I want to watch it on TV. What do I want to stream a golf tournament for? I mean, if you tell somebody you want to stream the Super Bowl the first half, they'd say, what? It's golf's biggest day, and you got to watch the first however many holes on the internet. Like, no, thank you. My God. So, yeah, but 2 o'clock, be locked in the Masters, have a bunch of just crazy bets going as usual. Did you have a pick? And do you have any plays in the Masters or no?
I don't bet golf, but I do remember. I don't know if you remember that guy Garrett Skiba, but he's a heck of a horse player, and he was in the tournaments for a while. And he kind of got a little sour on the game. I think he won like $1 million on one of those golf tournaments. But I don't study.
Did he really? Jesus.
Yeah, no, he was deep in it. He's a really sharp guy. But the Masters to me is it's just like a horse race. It's like what's the favorite? What's the favorite's chances of winning? I don't watch golf, but I look at certain things and they bother me, and that can take me off of teams. Like I didn't care for the Duke this year, and didn't care for Florida, and didn't really care for Michigan, even though they got me. I thought Arizona was going to take it, or Iowa State. But I will say this, like Rory, his energy and his body language bothers me. Like I just don't look at that. It's like looking at a horse that's kind of washy, or it's just, you can tell like there's something that's off. So, if I were in London again, back in the day with Betfair, jump on the betting exchanges, could lay Rory here. I think I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he was 3-5 going into the day or halfway through the day. And I just was like, now I think he's around 3-2. I think that would be the move. I haven't watched enough of these guys to see who's got the game. Did you like anybody at all?
I have a small bet on Rory to go wire to wire. So I bet $5 to win $4.55. So if Rory wins, I at least win that. And then today I just took a bunch of wild shots. I just played crazy parlays with guys for the top 10. I played a crazy long shot for top 20. So yeah, I mean, it's fun and then you can live bet it and see, like you're saying, body language and what the guys are doing. Like if you watch Sergio on the first hole today, I'm sure everybody went all in on Sergio, because how could he lose after that temper tantrum? Did you happen to see that or no?
No, what happened?
So Sergio teed off a 1, hit the driver into the sand trap, proceeded to drill the driver into the ground at Augusta, and then drill the driver against the thing next to the tee box, and snapped his driver in half, then proceeded to carry the bag up the fairway.
That's content for,
one hell of a start to the Masters today.
Well, I wonder if they do that on purpose now, just to try.
But you can't watch it, Christian. You can't watch it. It's not on TV, so everyone's got to post the clip from the internet, the live stream, because you can't watch it. It's unbelievable. But yeah, it was a temper tantrum of all time. And so then both caddies are raking the sand trap after he hits it. So he gets out and just decides to carry Rahm's bag, because that caddie's trying to help clean up his mess. And he carries Rahm's bag up to the green.
Hey man,
pretty incredible.
Well, this goes back to.
I bet Sweezy's here in the first to Gulfstream.
No, you did. I was going to say real quick on that, that mental is like trauma based, right? How you deal with your mental state has everything to do with how you deal with your traumas and the things that are hidden in your childhood that you don't know about, or that you never addressed. And it takes a long time to like look it in the eye and understand it. And, it's probably got some stuff buried in there. And, if you try to be nice to everybody and people please and blah, 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 and then not even talk about it and not get angry, and then boom, snap, literally, and you snap a driver, and you do it with millions of people watching. But who knows, it might lead to some weird endorsement deal for like some energy drink.
You never know. Where's Sweezy at? Shit, I bet Kent here in the first at Gulfstream, and I don't even see where the heck he is. My God.
Oh, the race is going off right now.
Sweez made it. He texted me today. Yeah, they're off. He texted me today that he was on the flight, and I guess he had to cross over in Atlanta. And so he said he saw Paco on the flight sitting in between like two like hot chicks. So he like laughed. He sees Paco, gives him what's up, and then Paco has to ask one of the girls if she can put his bag up in the the storage bin above, and he just started dying laughing.
Well,
I thought that was pretty epic.
I mean,
Poor Paco can't even put his bag up. Where is Kenton dead last? For crying out loud, Squeeze. What are we doing?
I think the race is I'm just looking at the horses real quick here to see who you bet on. Oh, Ignis Core. Ignis Core. Yeah, yeah, that's not my cut. That's not my style, bro. But he can get third. I mean, it's fine.
No.
Is the race
5 horses?
Is the race over or no?
It's over. Yeah, he beat 5 horses.
So you got split the field.
The 4-1.
Okay.
3-1 on D'Angelo. Shocker. So yeah. So I mean, you end up running second, but you get what out of that? You got prize money, and what else did you get?
I guess for me it was nice because I had some. I mean, nobody knows what you do. Like the whole horse player lifestyle is so lonely, dude. Like no one ever knows, especially me. I don't talk to anybody. There's not one person I talked to about horse racing in like 10 years. And so it's like when I lose, like when One Stripe was like 2 noses away from winning the Pegasus, and that would have, I mean, who knows if somebody else would have had it as heavy as I would have, but I probably would have had about 150K. And when you lose like that, you can't talk about it, and you're like sitting there, and then you're like, okay, wait, when is the probability curve going to come around again? And it was cool. It was validating, but it's also, I thought that even after I hit it, that it wasn't a sure thing. But 60, probably like 65 to 75K, 30 for the win, 30 something for this 35, I think, for second, and then 10 for the BCBC, and then 5 or 6K for the Kentucky Betting Challenge. I'm not going to take the NHC. I'd rather be in the cash games. But felt good to hit it with Brett, who was sitting with me. He's a really, 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 really sharp player. He's a good mind to have around, and it was fun because we were chatting a little bit here and there. And most of the people I can't talk to at these tournaments because the things that they say, they just get into their rants, or they go into the loops of something that happened, or they're going to talk about unrelated things that are not going to take me on a strategy. And it's like, I don't even want to be influenced. That's why I don't like to talk to anybody, is because when I hear things, I mean, how did you mentioned that Lynch horse that was like a first timer. How did that horse end up running?
Yeah, ran terrible.
No good. Didn't even.
But then the other horse that I loved in that race was the 11, who the jockey stopped riding at the 16th pole.
Oh.
Kazushi Komori thought the finish line was the first finish line, and then Walden, typical Walden at Keeneland, just re-breaks and can't get by him. Yeah, so that race hurt. That race was tough because I was heavy on the 8, and then I was heavy, at least somewhat heavy on the 11, and the 11 should have won. And Kimura just decided, oh, wait, we won. Oh, no, wait, we didn't. And then by the time he started riding again, he wasn't going to get past him anyway. I mean, Walden horses are running out of their minds there. Which isn't a whole nother joke, but yeah.
Well, what do you think about, I guess, did you want to plant any seeds for the Derby? Everyone, that's all. I mean, now for the next 3 weeks, this is probably the most boring time in horse racing. I mean, it's like, let's talk about workouts. Oh my God, I want to see how this horse is working out. And
workouts and workouts and horse bath photos.
And it's like the stories
that's all
of all the things. And it's like, it gets old really fast. And I mean, first of all, I respect the heck out of the jockeys and the connections and the trainers and the owners and the hardships that everyone's had. But like,
there goes the audacity.
I don't know.
Right
I'm mostly interested in just trying to figure out who's going to win the next race. And I feel like I'm in my own little portal, in my own little bubble, but I don't know. Did you want to say anything about the Derby? You're not going though, right?
I don't think so. I'll probably do Preakness and Belmont. Derby seems like a long shot at this point. But yeah, I mean, the next, what are we, 3 weeks away or 4? What are we, 4 weeks away?
No, it's like the first, it's 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. So, I mean, it'll be all, like you said, workout videos and hype horses and this and that. I mean, Renegade's going to go off the heavy favorite with IRAD for Rapoli.
What do you think Renegade's going to go off at? I don't think
you
it's going to go
know,
off.
it'll be.
Wait, hold on. What do you think Renegade's going to go off at?
I don't know the price, but I guarantee he's the favorite.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be somewhere.
I'll guarantee he's the favorite.
Yeah, he'll be the favorite. I think probably 4-1 or 5-1. I'm
But
guessing.
there's a good mix. I'll say 3-1.
3? Wow.
I would take under 5-1. I would say 3-1 to 4-1, that range.
Yeah.
If I had to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna be betting on him.
Brendan Walsh exacta. Let's see. Brendan 8-10. The 8-5. Brendan Walsh wins race 1 at Keeneland. All right. I had him in some of these. Darn. I put a couple of the early qualifiers in. Once Brendan starts winning at Keeneland, you just keep betting him. That's my motto. And that one won that race yesterday. That was crazy.
Are you going? Are you going to be betting? And did you like anything today before we get out of here? Is there anything like I didn't like literally any races today? I didn't know if you're going to bet.
I didn't love anything. I mean, I liked some stuff later.
Wait, let's do this real quick. The only race I thought was kind of interesting was the Keeneland race, the feature. Did you look at that? The
feature at Keeneland today? Okay.
The turf sprint.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that race was pretty was pretty interesting. I just thought that there's gonna this thing will probably pay. It'll probably actually gratefully scratched. So there you go. I thought that horse would take some action.
Yeah, gratefully scratched, which is a big scratch.
Yeah.
I initially liked the one moving on up for Safi. I'm off of him now because Jose Ortiz left to ride the 13, which drew in.
Yeah, that horse will probably take a lot of that horse deserves respect too.
I mean, I don't know. I think Twirling Queen just goes wire to wire. Yeah. After the scratches, I just like Twirling Queen now.
There's a lot of speed in this race though too, but that horse is interesting. That horse doesn't have to have the lead either, which is why I thought the horse was a little interesting. But I don't know. This is a race where you could hit an exacta or a trifecta, because it's a decent sized field. So I would say I'm gonna kind of check the odds, and I guess I haven't spent much time in that race yet. After I was up so late the night before the tournament, and I didn't even I went to bed like the most basic. Like, I don't know. I was gone at like 11:30, dude. I didn't even your crew like hit me up and there was some karaoke thing, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I got back. My Uber took forever to get back to the farm. I got 1 hour of sleep and then Ubered to the airport at 4:30 in the morning, and then landed in Philly. Hour and a half drive. I got home and I was like, yeah, I'm shot. Like I watched the races on TV on the couch and just fired some bets and hit a few, lost a lot more, keyed on that maiden race. And after that 11 loss, I knew it wasn't going to be my day. And I kind of shut it off and put the Masters on late at night. And then I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. and watched the replay of the third round of the Masters. So exciting stuff over here. But we got Masters today. We got Keeneland Sunday. Twirling Queen. That horse is just. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the horse is going to get bad. I think the horse is going to get bad. No, the horse is going to get bad a little bit. But you're spot on, dude. That horse has got.
She either runs out of her mind. Yeah, she's either going to win or run dead last.
No.
Second or third.
No. Don't say that. That's it's easy to put things in boxes like that. No, you brought up a good horse at 15-1. This horse should not be 15-1. This horse will not be 15-1. This horse will be minimum 10. And with the scratches and whatnot, I mean that I think that's a horse that it's one of the first horses I really think you're onto something. I don't know. Where would you draw the line? If the horse goes off at 8-1, would you bet it?
Yeah. With the scratches, probably will. If it was under 6-1, no.
Okay, so 8's kind of like your bottom line.
Gratefully was a big scratch. Yeah, Gratefully was a big scratch.
That was a good horse to bet against.
Which,
So
I thought early on they might.
So you're giving this horse like if you said 8-1, like a 15% chance, so that's basically what you're dropping. And I'm trying to encourage you to do this, to put numbers on these guys. So.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would say, if they ran this race 100 times with the scratches, she'd probably win 15 to 20 times out of 100.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it could be even depends on what else happens with the track.
We'll see how the day goes.
All right. Well, there's a little delay with there's a little delay with the spaces. So what else you want to talk about before we get out of here? Because I know you're going to go jump on your Masters thing.
That's pretty much it. I mean, we got Masters, we got ponies. Congrats to you again on yesterday's big score. It was fun to watch from the peripherals and have everybody sending me the screenshots of the leaderboard and all the strategy that goes into late. It's just wild. And then obviously the guy connected with the Colebrook horse, which was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
But no, we'll be just on Twitter watching the ponies and some golf and having some fun. But good luck to everybody out there, and congrats again to you.
Wait, hey, before we go,
we have we got to start.
Shoot, before we go, do you ever bet like 5 or 10 grand on a horse? I forgot to ask you that. Do you ever swing like on Breeders' Cup?
On one horse, no.
No, you never like send it like Stanton does.
No. My budget's much lower than Stanton's an animal. No, I'm a $20-$40 better. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was just. Do you think that? Well, did you watch? So when I was messaging you, I think you didn't even know I was. Did you watch the live stream of the 10K bet on it or no?
I watched it after you sent it to me. Yeah.
Okay, you didn't see it live, yeah? Because I was gonna say like, that was something that when you. Like, I don't usually like doing that unless I'm convicted, but it was like one of those things where I didn't know how else to win the tournament, dude. Like when I looked at the rest of the day, I'm like, I don't want to be betting all these exactas and tries and stuff, trying to scrape. But anyway, I just wanted to see if because I want one of the things that I want to encourage you and other horse players to do is you don't have to bet thousands of dollars. That's ridiculous. I get it, but I'm saying like, if you like your horse today, your twirling horse, like just bet it to win. Just bet 20 or 40 or 50 to win and just send it and just do that. Like don't get too caught up in when you're getting those kind of odds and you're probably going to get 10-1. I think that's just something I want to encourage people to do in general in the community is just throw your money on the win end only. Like don't do anything else. Like don't play doubles, don't play exactas. Just start small. And then if you can get your horses right, then you can move on from there, but you got to track it for a little bit. So I just wanted to leave you with that.
No, it's good advice because we'll end up playing a group taking on a pick 5 and lose one leg and then do this and get all cute. And then you look back and you say, man, we like that 3 horse and he ended up paying $20 to win. And if I just focused all my energy on that instead of playing a pick 3, a pick 5 and this and that. But that's the problem when you're looking at these races, you try to get too cute. And then when you look at the leaderboard, the Keeneland Gamble and all these other big contests, the cute doesn't win. It's hammer a 9 to 5. It's get a double with a 2-1 shot. It's not that they're seeing things we don't see. It's just you guys with money management, and you're also willing to take the risk of 10 grand on one horse. You can do that. And that's the problem that I think the horse racing, a lot of gamblers have. We're churning every race and we're churning doing this and doing that. And we're just throwing our money out at all these crazy bets. But if we just harness that energy in and focused on, like you did, like 2 or 3 horses throughout the course of the day, we could probably make a lot more money.
We got to have the horses. That's the thing is, I mean, there's various horse players, and I think it's very telling of a player, the way they bet. I like to think of it as scared money. If you're betting chalk, because you have to go with the public, you have to be in alignment with others. It feels good to know that you're not going to go off on the beaten path, and you're going to send it on chalk and chalk and chalk. And it's really interesting because you would think the chalk players would do better, but I mean, it's pretty mathematical that chalk players will, win 5% of the time. So if they play the BCBC 2 entries for 10 years, they'll probably finish first or second once. And when you start looking at a 10 or 20 year track, 10 or 20 year track record, you'll start to see all this. But I mean, I still have some work to do to get to the BCPC elite. And I think that there's so many strategies, even playing tournaments too, where you don't, if you don't have the horses, then you shouldn't be betting. If you don't have the money, you shouldn't be betting. But if you're going to be betting to win, if you're not going to be betting on value, then to me, you're afraid of something. And I think that's where this fear, like, you got to cross this chasm. And the reason the fear is there is because you don't know what you're doing. You're always going to have a little bit of fuzziness in your body, a little bit of butterflies, a little bit of something, like you never know any moment what's going to happen. But it's like the long run. And that's why, like, this idea of probability is so fascinating in horse racing, because if you're going to win, you have to be comfortable losing 80% of the time. And I think that's where the fear, it really messes with people, and they don't want to do that. And so that should tell you right there that I don't think you should be betting a lot of chalk. I was in a position where I hit an 8-1 shot, 9-1 shot. So I'm gobbling up probability at that point.
That was a good bet. That was a great bet.
I think it was
a really good bet, because I like that horse. That was probably my third choice in that race.
Yeah.
And if I thought more along the lines of you and value, and really looked at all the horses and what they were going off at, the Lynch was over bet. But emotion probably carried people because Brian's been so hot that, how can he not bet this 3? Lynch has been on fire. Like, this horse, the buyers, the speed figures are there. You know what I mean? You get caught in that trap. And then the 4 for Holden was taking some money, because I think that horse was 12 or 15-1 morning line. But that, that was a great bet. Looking back, I think that's the bet that I'm most impressed with you from yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I only hit 2 bets, but I think, and full disclosure, that wasn't necessarily the A game plan. It was a situation where I would needed to get to certain places to execute on my decisions, to try to get to 40K, and I couldn't get to 40K. And so that hurt, actually, because I was hoping that horse was going to be higher odds. It was right at that point where it was if this horse goes much lower, then I'm going to have to bet 1,500 on him. And if I did, I mean, I would have won. But it takes a lot of composure to do the work, to have a game plan, to go into it, and then also to execute the game plan, not get distracted. I mean, the logistics of tournaments is ridiculous. We'll go into some.
And you didn't get too greedy there. But you didn't get greedy there either and say, all right, because I know how many horse gamblers that might be listening or might not, that I know they're a great handicap, and that said they might have loved that 4. They would have played a double with them, or a double into them and lost, and they'd be looking back, kicking themselves. Why didn't I just bet the 4? We liked the 4, but I got cute and played a double, or I did a pick 3, or I did this. But it's just sometimes the simplicity of gambling that is the most impressive part. And when you look at these leaderboards of these contests so many times, it's not so much the creativity of the bets of these leaders. It's just the simplicity, the focus, and then just honing in on it and just hammering it. And it's man, oh man, how many times, whether you're just playing the course of a day or you're in a tournament, I think I told you I was in the Florida Derby contest, and I had 1,800 with 3 races left. And I was just like cute with my bets. I'm trying to hit like crazy tries still and exactas where I should have just hammered the chalk double. It made sense. Like but I just, in my head, I just couldn't do that. I was so like overthinking it and trying to like maximize value when I should have just taken what was given and just been concise. And instead I'm spreading and doing all this wacky stuff. And that's the thing, like, again, I wish that Keeneland Gamble posted your bets and stuff, but
well, they do after each race, and then they go away.
Christian, if you have them, do you have screenshots of them that you can share or no?
I mean, I don't think I took screenshot, but what happens is they were posting the bets after each race. That's why I'm talking about it. Like I wouldn't necessarily always talk about it like this, but after each race, for one race, they show you what somebody did. So you can see how people bet, and you can see who's running computer systems programs and who has other people working with them and who's by themselves and who's like, just,
you know that right away?
Oh my God. You can tell by the increments. It's really obvious. You can tell who's got other people.
Way.
Oh, you can glean so much from just studying the players. And the best guy to do that is Tony. Tony knows more about, he probably knows more about the players in the industry and the tournament world than anyone. So, there's a book on people, but at the same time, the tournament, I don't necessarily think that the tournament should be sharing that information. I don't think it's like poker. It's like, imagine playing a poker game and then someone after like the first day of the World Series, they say, all right, here's what everybody had. And let's show this, but it doesn't really matter. Most of the horse players struggle to have the confidence to bet big and to be convicted. And that's what you were talking about, the paradox of like, when do I bet on the value? When do I just take what's given? It's like, that's always the game. Like you're always going to go. It's kind of like, I've never been married, but it could be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, like, I've got the best I can get, or I love this woman a lot or whatever, but, oh, there's this other person that I could have been with. And it's like, you're always going to be second guessing. So I think you just have to get used to that and track yourself. That's why with your bets, like today, twirling, like, let's find out what that horse does in the turf sprint at Keeneland. I'm going to tell you horses not to bet on that are under 3-1. Like if there's a horse under 3-1 that you brought up, I'll tell you, hell no. I'm not going to be in the business of trying to encourage people to spend money on things, and I don't want to be karma linked to them. But I will say that you need, just like every horse player, you need structure, right? You need to have like some kind of coaching, and that's where I think sticking to win betting, if you can, like just I mean, try to focus. If you have that, if you look at the rest of the day and you have like 5 horses you like, try to figure out, is that twirling horse the horse you love? If that's the horse you love, then bet twice as much money on that horse than the horse you like. And I would say break it into categories and then try to track it. And there's ways that you can track yourself to see your love it's and like it's, and you'll start to understand your strengths and weaknesses. And I mean, you like to kind of give yourself like crap, but you've given me at least 2 or 3 winners, and I've seen you find things that are not easy to see. So I just think you just gotta be disciplined and stick to your best things, and then try to do a tier 1, tier 2 thing, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, and I appreciate that. And yeah, and you get too cute. That's the problem, and that's the problem with a lot of us. So I think it's great hearing from you, and we'll get contest players on, we'll get other handicappers on. I know we're doing this show on YouTube, which we'll send the link out and stuff for people to jump on. But it's fun to learn from other handicappers. It's fun to learn from our mistakes, and sometimes simplicity is more. And we talked about it a little bit with social media, like everyone looking for the glamorous pick 5 that pays $75,000, or the pick 6 that pays $100,000. But as great as those are to hit, they come very rare. And, people see them online, they get all excited and they want to have that big score that they can post or talk about or take credit for. But it's these like simple bets that make you money over the course of a year. It's not, the most winning horse players that I know, 9 out of 10, do not play pick 5s. Like they just don't. They don't play pick 5s.
Yeah, I mean, I just the horizontal bets are.
It's win bets and doubles.
Yeah, the takeout's high. There's a lot of CAW money in those pools too. That's gobbling up everything. They should raise the minimums. There's just a lot of mistakes made over the years, and it just doesn't. Why? Like, to me, the one thing that people don't think about too. Everyone talks about money. You know what's more valuable than money? My fucking time, and my time to do something. I could be working out, I could be reading, I could be working on my business, I could be going out with somebody, I could be traveling. And the time it takes is a big component that's forgotten and overlooked by a lot of gamblers and horse players. Whether you're playing slot machines, which I would never touch, poker, like horses, I think the time is the most important, or it's equal to me as the money. So I would look at, as you're going into this too, and you look at, like, I skim the cards. I'm like, I'm not gonna put my time in any of this today. I'll look at one race at Keeneland, maybe one other race, and that's it. And I'll spend X amount of minutes on it, check the market, see if I'm in a range of a fair value situation, and then I can decide based on the way the track's playing or what else, if I'm gonna pull the trigger. But I don't know. I mean, how much time are you spending? On a weekend, right? Like I spend almost every week in my life betting on horses or looking
It's
at
crazy.
Horses. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got the group chat like 24/7, 365. This is the problem. It's we don't help each other out because one person will wake up at 6 a.m. and say, who do you like for the third race at Gulfstream today? I mean, that's what we're dealing with. All right, let's build a pick five. Let's do the group chat. Which group tickets are fun, right? They're great. They're $20 in, a bunch of us, and we'll fire away, and we have a lot of fun doing that. I mean, Drew had a pick five at Evangeline last night where he had a 46-1 shot or something win in the first leg. And so he texted us all, hey, we're all in. So we're all watching Evangeline Downs last night at God knows what time at night. So, yeah, I mean, it's we get a little absurd. We get a little out of control. But you're right. I mean, it's keep it simple. I like the tier theory, like tier your horses, and because a lot of times I'll just bet 20 win play show on a horse I'll do that for horses that I don't even love. And it's like, well, why aren't you spending 60 on the one you love, and then maybe 10 on the one you think might have a shot?
Well, I got to get you off the place. And
sure, it's a good point.
We got to get you off the place. We have to get you off the place and show bets. Like that's boomer stuff, dude. You're not a boomer.
For my long shots, I still love it. I get so much abuse.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thanks for coming on. Thanks, everybody, for jumping on. Good luck in the Masters. Good luck at Keeneland today, Gulfstream, wherever you're playing. And then Helmer's and I will let you know when we're going to do our next show on YouTube. We'll try to share the link on StreamYard. It's StreamYard, right?
Well, so we go through StreamYard to get to YouTube, and it's been taking me a little time to get everything lined up. But I do believe now we're getting live viewership, and we'll get the comments going at some point soon too, so we can make it more interactive. But just the price. Be a lot of fun. They can go to the Price is Wrong. I put it with 2 G's on the YouTube channel, but we'll get the word out. Thanks for showing some support, and it was good hanging out with you in person, and we'll have a little build up for the Derby. We'll kind of like tease, and we'll it's going to be fun, because I think to me the most interesting thing about the Derby, building up for it, is I want to see who everybody's going to say they're betting on the Derby this year. And I want to see why they're betting on them in the Derby this year. And we're going to have a little scoreboard, and we're going to check and see how everybody in the community did this year in the Derby, myself included.
I love it, man. I love it. And Keeneland was a blast. It was great hanging out with you. I had a lot of fun. Stanton, Lisa, everybody out there, it was an absolute blast. The new rooftop is killer. That rooftop bar is unbelievable.
It's posh.
If you haven't been out there, get a pass, check it out. It's freaking awesome. But thanks for coming on. Congrats again on yesterday's big score, and good luck to everybody out there. Have fun, have a day, and let's get chaos at the Masters.
I like it.
Later, everybody.
See you. All right. Well, shoes off Spaces. He is back in Jersey. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the ability for a little deeper dive into the mind of a more seasoned horse player. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I feel like there's a lack of discipline attention to detail, accountability. I don't know what else to call it, but there's a lot of people that fill a lot of space to get views and to talk, and I just don't feel like it has the substance. And so I want to bring some substance in because I want to help not only the average person learn some basics about focusing on win wagering, working out their blind spots, what are some of the tools they can use, what are some of the best practices, what are some of the sucker bets to stay away from, what are some of the tells that the betting is showing you, what are some of the things to do in tournaments, what's the preparation, what's the mind, body, spirit stuff to make sure that you're not doing things that are going to throw you off. Because like some people don't want to win, and that's fine. You can just have an entertainment experience. If that's what you're doing, I'm not going to knock it. But then there's the fools that think that they're doing the things that are going to help them win, and they aren't winning, and they're losing 30 to 50% a year betting on horses. And that's where it bothers me. And it's gotten to this point where there's no place that I can point people to. So I'm going to step into that with a couple others and bring in some other interesting people that can come on, some elite players, people that have dedicated their life to gambling outside of horse racing too. Fantasy sports also. I really love fantasy sports. That's another can of worms, an animal in and of itself. I don't necessarily think fantasy is better than horse racing either. It's all about moments. It's about finding your moments. It's about finding your truth. It's about understanding your blind spots and your weaknesses and creating a structure if you want. Some people don't want structure. Some people want to just goof around. Some people just want to throw money and say horses. I mean, the one thing that bothers me the most is if you give out a horse on a race and people respect you or people listen to you and they lose money, you are forever linked. Forever. And even if you don't know, and you can say, oh, it's their own money, and no, like that's like giving a child or somebody in high school permission to like drive a vehicle without a license. I don't know. I don't subscribe to that. I think gambling is a very dangerous game. I think people need to be very careful about how they bet, how much they bet, why they bet, and the time that goes into it. Because if I would have dedicated some of my life on the weekends to life other than the horse racing, I would probably be a good surfer, probably be a better golfer, even though I did have a hole-in-one once when I was in high school, but whatever, it's not a big deal. I'm not that good at golf. Probably be a guitar player, I could have been a DJ. I mean, going to all these amazing festivals and know all these amazing musicians and artists in the world. And part of me is like, man, I could have channeled my creativity into that. So I guess that's where it's coming from. Just so you know, this is coming from a good place. I'm not going to be sitting here giving out horses. That's not the plan. The plan is to give you some tools and some structure, share conversations with top-notch people, not trying to just fill space and airwaves for views. We're actually trying to encourage people to be accountable and structured in the way that they're going to invest their dollars. If they're choosing to invest, if you want to have fun, go have fun. You don't need to listen to me. There's a lot of amazing people out there, and I'm not expecting you to take everything I say, but if you take 10% and that helps you in some way or another, then I'm going to feel like I'm doing something to help this amazing game, because I have to give back what this game has given to me. So with that, I'm going to take off. It was a good trip out to Keeneland. I'm going to head back to Cali, regroup. I got some other endeavors on my plate right now. More to come, more to tell in the future. So stay tuned. We'll be doing this show a couple times a week, usually on the weekends. And then we'll have some comments coming soon too. You can always hit me at Twitter, raw or die, with any questions. But yeah, stay on your game. Don't get distracted, and we'll talk to you later.